I go by the name Kid Huey P. I'm from Monroe, Louisiana, same hometown as Huey P Newton.
Be anywhere, but when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am.
Just like drill music can tell these youngins to go spin on every block and pop every perk that they see, even though they fitting all lace. I think if we told the people, hey, let's join together, put our resources together, make businesses, let's do some, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if we made more music like that, the culture would be more like that.
One of the lies that we tell ourselves is that we are making progress. We tend to equate progress with concessions. We can no longer make that mistake. See, it's no in between. You're either free or you're a slave. There's no such thing as second-class citizenship. But a lot of you running around talking about you Democrats, and the Democrats got you in the biggest trick going. When black people become serious about the revolutionary struggle that they are caught up in, whether they recognize it or not, when they begin to go down and knock off people who are oppressing them, that's when the revolutionary struggle unfolds. Not until.
Welcome to the Power to the Panthers podcast, where we're here to educate, regulate, and demonstrate. Educate the youth, regulate the truth, and demonstrate the proof. And family, I got a very special guest, as I usually do. But today is really even more of a special guest because of the representation is directly linked with the co-founder of the Black Panther Party, Huey Newton. My brother, I came across him and I saw his handle on Instagram and it was Kid Huey. And I for sure knew that there was some type of correlation to our brother, Huey P Newton. So I definitely started linking with my brother, connected with my brother, told him that I was doing this podcast. He said he would definitely be more than welcome to come on and bless. And family, it is not going to disappoint. My brother is going to break down some information that is not widely known to the people. Huey Newton, his backstory, his origins, and everything that comes with that. Family, get ready. This is the action pack. My brother, King Huey, let the folks know a little background story real quick.
How you guys doing? I go by the name Kid Huey P. I'm from Monroe, Louisiana, same hometown as Huey P Newton. I actually have mutual family with Huey P Newton. I'm kin to the Newtons out of Monroe, Louisiana. So just give you a little backstory on me. I grew up crazy childhood. My mom and uncle was killed in front of me at 7 years old. So, I had it rough growing up, but the Most High had me. I was able to, make it out. And I'm still here to get today with you guys. So that's like a little quick backstory on me. I used to play sports. I'm real big in activist work. I've been like this since a kid. I always love helping people, and it's crazy because like I was telling my brother earlier, it's like I was already doing stuff Huey was doing before I even knew who he was. So to me, it just made perfect sense to take on his name and continue his legacy in a positive way. So yeah, that's a little quick backstory on me.
Yes, sir, my brother. But yeah, like just the way you laid it out, just you being from the same place as Huey Newton, the connection there. And it's like we're always talking about our lineage, our connection. And even like when we look at our spiritual connections too, like there's a very high, I believe, spiritual connection that you have with him, just having conversations with you and just, the embodiment that you're trying to convey to the people to see like, hey, our revolutionaries. Even Huey Newton said it. You can kill my body, but you can't kill my soul. My soul will live forever. He said that right before he was killed. Yep. And I believe that, that embodiment that you're talking about exemplifies that to a T because, yes, he was killed in the physical form, but he has been resurrected through you and through many other people that want to continue the legacy of the Black Panthers, the legacy of for our people. So definitely, my brother, I commend you on that.
I appreciate it, man. I commend you too, King. It's only a few of the chosen out here taking this walk and this path because it's not easy. It's not for the weak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How have the Black Panthers overall influenced who you are?
Man, the Black Panther Party for me, bro, was a major, huge inspiration. Like Because growing up in Monroe, Louisiana, which is crazy because Huey's from there, you would think that they would teach us about the Black Panthers growing up. We would have Black Panther Day, or, it would be something, some significance of letting us know about the Black Panther Party and Huey P. Newton. But growing up, bro, never heard of anything like that. Like, I didn't know about the Black Panthers until I was in college, bro, which is sad. Like, how did I grow my whole life without knowing who the Panthers is? And thank God I chose to take this journey upon myself to really, indulge in research and look them up and stuff like that. And, the more I read, the more I felt proud to be even Black, you know what I mean? Because I can remember times growing up, bro, when forgive me, bro. I remember growing up, I used to be like, man, I wish I had the privilege like white people. I wish I could do that like white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in Louisiana, it's so racist and they always put us down and stuff. It used to have my mindset like that. So, like, when I started reading about the Panthers and actually seeing Black men standing up for the community and making the changes that they was doing, man, it made me be proud to be Black. So, that's like, they one of my biggest inspirations for that alone. And, like, Huey P, just reading about him, man, it was like, I read his autobiography and stuff, and it was like, I felt like I was reading about myself. Like, it was crazy. Like, the way he moved, how he think, how he was a leader, how he ambitious, how he always tried to help people. Everything, it's like everything he was doing, it was like I was reading about myself. So it made me feel even more connected, and then, like, the rest is history, bro.
Facts. And it just goes to the fact that we're always being influenced. And even like you said, you didn't get introduced until you were in college.
Yeah, bro.
So, like, that just goes to show it's never too late. But it also goes to show that you see that there's a need to know this information from an even younger age, because we all know if you have the information, let's say kindergarten, even middle school.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what?
Ain't no telling what I'll be doing, bro. Really.
Yeah, but it's still good that you were able to get it at the point that you got it, and you're still holding on to it to this day, and you're carrying the legacy on, and you're doing it in your own unique way. Like when you talk about doing the activism, but you understand a way to get to the people might be music. So to get to the people so they can hear my message, they can see, deeper than just, surfacely. Then when it comes to like actually pushing the music of the revolution, because there's always a sound. You look at the civil rights, movement. You see what's going on.
What's going on? Yeah.
You think Marvin Gaye was just talking about sexual healing and let's get it on, but he was talking about what's going on. His whole album was about everything that we're seeing in this world, and it's just crazy. You could turn on that music right now to this day, and it's like it just made it.
Man, I gotta let you hear this track, bro. Me and my engineer sampled that what's going on, and I did like a modern day version of it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's dope. I gotta let you check that.
Because we're always asking that question: what's going on? We're looking at the war that's going on. What's going on with it? That is the question that we continuously ask ourselves when we see that the execution of our brothers. For no reason at all, no evidence, no nothing. So we're asking, what's going on? We know what's going on. Racist white supremacy, Western civilization, all of those things we know, but we just continually have to ask those questions because we don't see it stopping. So we just that's why we're doing what we're doing, because the revolution is going to become all facets. They say the revolution ain't going to be televised, but it is, and
this time it is.
When I first saw your name, Kid Huey P, I said there definitely has to be a correlation to Huey Newton. I just knew it off rip. So how did you create the stage name Kid Huey?
All right, it's crazy. I just talked about this on a podcast for the first time, but I'm gonna go a little deeper with you today. So I'm in college, right? I'm rapping. My original name was just Mr. KID, which was Mr. Kill Instrumentals Daily at the time. That's what it stood for. So I was like, oh, it's cool, but it's kind of corny. So I'm like, I need to get something a little more significant, like, because I love stuff that means something. Even me doing the kill instrumentals daily, trying to do the acronym with the KID, it's just me trying to do something that means something. So I'm like, okay, I need to figure out something. So I started looking up my hometown. I Googled, and I was like, let me see who's famous people from my city that I can like try to play on their name or something. And this is literally how I found out about the Black Panther Party, was finding my name. That's why I was like, when you were saying that, I was laughing because I was like, what you don't know is this is how I even got to that conversation, was this question, which is crazy. So I'm looking up people. Of course, I see a couple of, NFL players, NBA players. I found out Bill Russell was from Monroe, Louisiana, which I didn't know. Blew my mind.
They got
Like,
revolutionaries all in Monroe then.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy, and you'll never know. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
Even the Whitney Houston first manager was from Monroe. Like, the person that like helped discover her and stuff. Like, spoke at her funeral. I was like, that's crazy. Like, it's actually a lot of talented people from the area. It's just so divided and the mindset not right. So, and a lot of people are not proud to be there because of the racism and how people are. But I still try to, show people like, I know where I came from. I didn't forget, but I'm trying to make it better. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm looking. I'm still trying to search. So I finally come across Huey P Newton. So like, Huey P Newton, and I'm like, I see the Newton name, so I'm like, okay. I said, he might be one of my cousins or something, because I'm kin to the Newtons. So then I'm looking, and then I just started reading about him, bro, and the Black Panther Party, and then it's like I went down the rabbit hole. When I went down the rabbit hole, I searched everything possible you could search about this man, because it was like low-key freaking me out reading about him. Like I said earlier, we have so much similarities, it's crazy. Like, even the way that he thought and how he moved and stuff and how strategic he was, like, I was like that already. So it was like, the more I read about him, I was like, this is perfect. And then it rhymed. KID, Huey P. It rhymed perfect. So I was like, I just felt like a light bulb went off in my head. I was like, thank you, God. Because now I know. Like, and then it just coincided with who I was as a person so perfectly. I was like, this got to be the Most High. Like, there's no coincidence about this moment. The fact that I always felt this way, and I'm reading about this man who already laid out the foundation, the way that you can do it. I'm like, man, I'm like, it's too perfect, bro. So like I said, I just read that, went down the rabbit hole, man, and then I feel like the more I went down the rabbit hole, the more the Most High just revealed to me, and more doors opened. Like, I actually started coming across people that he dated or knew, and family members and other revolutionaries he did work with, and people that met him in the past. It was crazy, bro. And it's like I said, I just been on it ever since, man.
Facts.
Oh, hold on, I gotta add this part to my bad. Right, I'm gonna cut you. So, quick thing, my grandmother flipped my name too, because once I got the Huey P part, now my name was Mr. Kill Instrumentals Daily Huey P, and I was like, So my grandmother called me one day and was like, yo, she's like, so what do your rap name stand for? And I told her. So she said, why you don't change it to King and Dominion? I mean, King and Power. I was like, I love you, woman. But that was perfect. So now my name is Mr. King and Dominion, which is Mr. King and Power, Huey P.
Dope. Most definitely. Yeah, exactly. And see, and it just takes that, conversation with somebody about, how you just had that conversation and they added to it. You had the basis, you had the foundation, but she said, all right, I see where you're going with it. Let me add a little something you might not have thought that even coincides more with what follows the KID. So yeah,
yes, sir. She put that little extra Creole season in that gumbo for me.
and what's interesting? I'm gonna tell you another story. When me and my wife were in New Orleans this past August, there's a pizza shop out there, right? I'm not sure you might have heard of it. It's called Huey P.
Yeah, of course.
So legit, I was like, oh, like damn, they out here honoring Huey Newton's legacy. But then I had to do some research, and it was really
Huey
about
P. Long.
Yeah, and he was racist because he actually got assassinated by I think it was a doctor or maybe one of his opponents in an election. He was was trying to out the man that killed him that he had a black stepfather. So I was like, damn, can't take.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's actually who Huey was named after too, which is still.
Oh, see, I mean, it does make sense, but it's just crazy because it's like I knew there has to be a connection because Huey P is not as common. So I'm seeing a pizzeria named Huey P. Let me see the correlation. But then now you made the other correlation that Huey Newton was named after Huey P too. So it's just interesting. But and then when I found out that he was assassinated because he was trying to out another white man about having a stepfather.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. That Louisiana history is wild.
But it makes sense now. Now that, because I said, a lot of people, if you really don't know the deep backstory about Huey Newton and where he come from, you would just automatically think he's from Oakland.
Yeah, everybody think he's from Oakland. And that's another thing, too, like, I love about my name because when I go places and I say what I say, I done had people, like, argue me back, like, Huey's from Oakland. He ain't from Louisiana. Like, now, that's, like I told you earlier, another teachable moment. So now I can educate you and let you know he's actually from Louisiana. He moved to Oakland when he was a kid, but his roots is definitely from Louisiana. So it's like, like I said, it just opened that conversation because they be like, wow, I didn't know that. And then now maybe we talk about some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty cool stuff.
Now, it's a fact. And even just him being so light complexion, his background being in Louisiana, that could be Creole. We never know. Sure. So it's just interesting when you put those pieces to the puzzle together, and then you start seeing clarity. And that's why it's so important that not only do we know our history in Africa, but we definitely know our history here in America. Because this history in America is really the history that has been, tried, they don't want to tell us this history about in America. Even just what we're talking about now with Huey Newton's lineage goes back to, Monroe. There might be a connection with, the Creole. There's just so many different things that we'll start thinking, looking different. That's the thing that the only black people's history in America was brought from Africa,
enslaved. Yeah, that's all they want. They don't even teach about the indigenous people.
Yeah.
Hey, but I feel like it's gonna be a big shift in the consciousness once that happens. And I don't know if you've seen recently, but like all the employees from like the 23andMe stuff, the DNA stuff, they all quit.
They all resigned or something like that.
Yeah. But you gotta act. That brought my favorite question. Why? Why did they do that? What did they see that made them say, "Oh, F this"? And I only think it's only one thing that I could think of that all these white people seen that made them say F.
Just like all the music executives that resigned after Diddy got locked up. All of a sudden,
because now you in jeopardy.
Yeah, Clive Davis acting like he don't know what's going on. Of course, they're going to use the black
dementia at all times.
Yeah, because Diddy, if you did what you did, you gotta be held accountable. But we can't act like this isn't the oldest trick in the book. White people ultimately are doing the devious, heinous behavior. Get some black folks on board. They'll start doing some of the devious behavior. And then when shit hit the fan, we just going to blame it all on the black man. No, that shouldn't how it be. Yes, Diddy should be responsible and held accountable for every action that he did. However, the white man who gave Diddy all the power to do this should not be able to be sitting back just watching it. So
Facts.
Now, Diddy did it, and you do it with Clive Davis.
It's crazy to me, like how they just praise Hugh Hefner and let him do all that publicly, and then Diddy pretty much was on the same thing. You just being technical, and it's like they still both wrong, but it's like, what's the difference?
One black, one white.
He was literally bragging about doing it to the public. Diddy was keeping his private.
Underage girls posing suggestively, nude. I could just imagine if Diddy's parties, if they're talking about Diddy's parties was the way, I can imagine what that Playboy Mansion was like. Come on. There ain't no comparison because we know how white folks get down. Even though Diddy was dabbling in some of that
like
white
Ron Germany.
Yeah.
See what happened with him.
Yeah, and then even with like Harvey Weinstein, the same day they told R. Kelly you're staying in jail is the same day they told Harvey Weinstein, well, all the charges are dropped. System and the cycle, man, is
Yeah,
is
man, it's crazy, bro. That's why we got to keep having these type of conversations, and you know what I'm saying, putting that stuff out there, so at least the uninformed be informed.
facts.
Cause a lot of people just don't know too, bro. Which is
Yeah.
crazy. Like you would think with all the technology and stuff and social media and people would know, but some people really just be in their own little bubbles, not paying attention to anything, and don't have a clue what's going on in the world.
They got to search and find for what they want. And I'll be honest with you, I think some people do find the truth, and it's just too much for them to handle, too much for them to deal with, and they
Oh
be
yeah,
like, I'm gonna go back to my just watching sports and doing whatever that is just recreational and entertainment wise, because it takes too much to actually be part of this process of uplifting. But once we do this, it's like when you're doing a job might sound difficult to do, but once you're done with it, now you have the freedom to do all the other things you want to do.
no facts.
People just want to sit up and mentally live on a beach in Hawaii. At the end of the day, we can do that, but we got to fix in-house first.
You still gotta look. I love what Lauryn Hill said on Adam Lives in Theory. That's one of my favorite songs by her. She said, "Fantasy is what people want, but reality is what they need." And that is so true because everybody want to live in fantasy world. And like it's crazy because I actually had a situation with my ex, and I was like, that was the longest relationship I ever was in. And the thing that broke us up really was me waking up, becoming more conscious and seeing stuff going on, and her saying like not wanting to do that at all. Like she even told me, I don't want to think about that. I'd rather be asleep. I enjoy my life better sleep. And I respected that. But it's just crazy because, like you said, that's some people's reality. They don't want to face what's actually going on. They'll rather stay in a dream state or the matrix, as we say, versus, you know, pulling that plug and seeing what's really in front of them.
Yep. What in your music separates you from everyone else?
I tell people all the time, for one, I'm very original. I take pride in not sounding like anybody. Like, so if you hear my music, it won't sound like anything you ever heard for sure. But another thing I take pride in, I feel like my music makes you think. Like, I'm about to get hats that say make people think again because I like making music that when you're by yourself and you gotta look yourself in the mirror, you gotta look at your raw self. I like music talking to that person. That's the type of music I make, and I feel like that's what separates me from a lot of people. Because most people want to feel good, and you know, we had a good, happy time. You got people want to listen to the gangster trap all the time. Now I could do all those categories, which I have songs like that. But my main thing and what I mainly do is I like to talk to your soul. I like to talk to your spirit. Like I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and hear my words and be able to grow from it. Like truly grow from it. Not temporarily, permanently, and elevate. And that's why I feel like what separates me from my music from everybody else. Because even when I do shows, like people always say, "Man, I can feel your energy, man." But you're it's so dope. It's like a whole experience. It's like I'm not just because I'm real spiritual, bro. So it's like I know that it's an energy exchange when we're doing this because I study frequencies and vibrations. That's what I first. When I first got conscious. That's what I really like dove into was frequency and vibration. So once I understood that, I started even trying to get creative with my music and try to like manipulate the frequencies and stuff. So I would get on trap beats and stuff and know that it's like a low vibrational beat, but then I would maybe say a few trap things in the beginning just to keep the lower vibrational people attention, and then straight high frequencies. Like I would switch it up, but it would be like a shock to their ear because for one, they wouldn't expect that. Then I'm actually dope too, so and I got bars, so it's like, oh, he actually saying something. Then it makes sense. So it's like, I feel like that's what separated me from my music. Like I'm that strategic with my music and that deep with it. I feel like most people just go in the studio, get high, drink some drinks, record a couple verses or just write some BS down. You have a lot of great artists too. No, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about like for the majority, because to me the majority of music now is BS. Like they drop 100,000 songs a day. Like how many are actually really good music? Like you know what I'm saying? Like not talking about drugs or having sex with different women and just the typical BS music. So that's why I feel like separate me.
Yeah, quality over quantity.
Sure.
Like a lot of artists that we see, just because you're putting out music every day, is the music good? Sometimes you just gotta hone in on your craft and say to myself, I want to lock in. Like, look at Kendrick. Kendrick, I mean,
He takes time off and come back and
yeah, and you see, and those are the people that just as long as they stay consistent, within a year range or so. As long as they come back and they coming back with a banger, like how Kendrick came back, right? He took a little break. He took a little break. But then the whole situation with Drake happened, and then he just comes out with banger after banger after banger. Then he drops another song, and people still waiting on the Broccoli song from the intro video to the They Not Like Us. So it's like when you can, and then now during the Super Bowl. People want to argue about Lil Wayne, why he not doing it. It's in New Orleans. And yeah, that might all well be true, but it's been in New Orleans multiple times before that. When Lil Wayne was even more in his prime, because Lil Wayne's not necessarily in his prime right now. The last time they had it in New Orleans, Lil Wayne was in his prime. So we know there's some politics to it. We can't get too caught up. We know who controls Jay-Z. We know.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, we'll have to go because that's a whole nother deep topic. Because it's a whole lot behind that too. So, but I mean Kendrick, like a lot of people saying, Kendrick is in his prime. Me being from Louisiana, definitely wanted Wayne there, but I get the politics and I get the circumstance. Kendrick is the hottest artist right now, so it's like it makes sense.
And Kendrick and Drake just had a beef. And Drake got put on by the person you're saying you should do. So it's like there's just a lot of politics.
It's a whole. That's why I said it's so much going on into that.
Because if he brought Wayne out, Wayne would have to bring Drake out by default. You know what I mean? So it's like, and the culture ain't going like that because the code, like when you call a man a pedophile, you call a man certain names. I don't know if you could come back, even if y'all was just playing, so to speak.
That pedophile shit. Yeah,
that's a little hard to come back from. You could say a dude's soft. You could say a dude, ain't like, you could say a lot of things about a dude, and you could be like, yeah, we just
call somebody a pedophile. Yeah, that's taking it another level.
and then writing a whole letter to the son, in a song format, Yeah.
I thought, to me, I'm gonna be honest. That actually was my favorite disc by him. Was the letter? I thought that was like crazy creative. I thought that was. I like They Not Like Us too, but I like as far as like a diss song, I just thought that was like the most disrespectful.
Yeah, and the way you came,
like you wrote a letter to my child, like.
And then to your child, you, your mother, your father, your whole family. He basically wrote, so it's like. And like we were just talking about before, and how your style separates. It speaks to you. Literally, that song was speaking to that whole Graham family, and that
was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy battle because I ride with Dre. I was like, dang, but yeah, that was great. I don't want to talk about that too much. Shout out to Rap a Lot.
How can music and consciousness revolutionize the way of life for people?
Just like drill music can tell these youngins to go spin on every block and pop every perk that they see, even though they fentanyl laced. I think if we told the people, hey, let's join together, put our resources together, make businesses, let's do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if we made more music like that, the culture would be more like that. Because right now it's just like murder, sex, drugs. And if you look at our culture, murder is taking over. Sex is crazy everywhere. Even like they pushing that on the youth. On top of, you got the LGBTQ pushing their movement too. To me, like, you shouldn't even be talking to kids about sex, period. They shouldn't even be knowing, you know what I'm saying? Like, people weird with that. But I feel like if we just had more music that was more positive and uplifting to our people and just putting us in a better direction and having us in a better dynamic, like, it's like hard for people. I feel like it's hard for people like me and you to go out here and do our fight. We got people talking about spinning on each other. Like, it almost make it look like a contradiction for us. Like, I feel like it gives the white people and the white supremacy the ammo to say, yeah, look at the way y'all murder each other. Look how y'all treat each other. Look how you call your women. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sexy Red is the hottest artist right now. And look what she promotes. Like, the dysfunctional black family is what they promote. And that's what we have as a whole. Now, I'm proud of, like, our generation of trying to fight that stigma. And, like, I feel like we have more active fathers and more black men want to be fathers in their kids' life now. And, trying more, stuff like that. But, man, I feel like it's a hard battle, bro. Like I said, we already fight so much different things, and we got to fight each other on top of trying to make the change. Like, we fighting white supremacy and our own culture. Like, and, we looked at it as, like, the outsiders, the outcasts, the outlaws, we have people respect us. The other half is like, I don't know why they doing all that. They do too much. They worried about, you know what I'm saying? They be like, we worried about too much. I'm like, you're not worried enough. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, they looking at us. We looking at them crazy. Like, why you don't care? They looking at us like, why you care so much? It's like the weirdest thing. You know what I mean?
That's the Democrats. You ask them a simple question. Why do you care so much? Why does it matter? Because it's about our everyday life. You're a politician. You work for us.
Facts. Don't even get me started on them.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Don't get me started. Because I just seen something about her. I'm like, the doors just keep opening. Why I could never rock with you. Like, why would you Photoshop your dead grandma in a picture with you and lie and say you grew up around her when she was dead in 1960? Why would you do that? Like, that's weird. Like, to try to prove that you're black, that is weird. Like, you doing all that for what? Like, stuff like that is just making me like...
Because listen, the thing about it is that this is what people got to understand. Kamala Harris, mother is Indian. Her father is Jamaican.
He's a Jamaican Indian, right?
But the thing about it is, well, I'm not too sure if he's like from that perspective. But the one thing I know is that Jamaican does not mean black. If you say somebody is Jamaican, that does not mean they're black. Now, if you say somebody a Rasta, I've seen some white Rastas, the way they carry themselves. But for the most part, a Rasta would do more of that, the black man with the dreadlocks, with the quintessential Jamaican that we've come, accustomed to seeing. But Jamaican, they're Asian Jamaicans, they're white Jamaicans, they're Hispanic Jamaicans. Jamaicans come in all. Jamaican is just the dialect that they speak.
Exactly. Yeah, like.
It's no different than having an accent, so to speak, to some degree. So at the end of the day, Jamaican does not mean black. So her saying my father is Jamaican does not put you just in a category that makes you be considered black. Because clearly everything you do show you ain't black. First of all, for one, she ain't black American. So there's a culture disconnect that she has. At the end of the day, no black woman is talking about she's washing collard greens in the same place she's washing themselves. Period.
Man, that woman is funny, bro.
Nobody's saying they listening to Pac and Snoop in 87. They ain't even come out till 92 or something.
Exactly, like, bro, she trying too hard.
And she playing in our faces, and this is no different than when Biden said you're black and you don't vote for him.
Bro, what kills me too about that situation is that, and it kills me with black people doing this, like, they're acting like they're listening to all the stuff that she's saying, all the lies she's selling, And it's like, I'm like, y'all acting like she's not in office now.
Yeah, she
Like,
can do these.
like she couldn't do this stuff now if she really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if her and Biden really wanted to do this, they could be on it now. So why they not doing it now if that's what they really want to do? They have no interest in doing that whatsoever. And they still don't have no interest in doing it. They're just gonna lie to y'all. Hopefully y'all fall for it, which is most people are. Cause like, man, I've been seeing people, families, like, and friends falling out behind this, bro. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is just politics, bro.
Black.
This exactly, and this is not even somebody. This is somebody you probably never will meet in your life. And you falling out with your family and your personal friends that you deal with every day behind this. It's like, it's crazy, bro.
Well, the government know what they're doing. They did it with the vaccine just a couple years ago. They divided hella families. They purposely did what they do.
Boy,
and now they figured out, oh, we can't do another pandemic, so now we're gonna divide the people about politics.
And that's all they've been doing.
But it won't work, you know. Yeah, I think it's a lot of the older generation be on that wave. Some of the younger generation, but a lot of us, we understand what we're dealing with.
Exactly. We've been seeing the same thing for so long.
We've been dealing with white supremacists ever since. So at the end of the day, I can deal with Trump. I could deal with the people that follow Trump. I could deal with those people. I can't deal with these boulets, and I can't deal with these people that have a black face, because that bothers me even more. White person, I know what you about. I know respect you might come from and all that. People, it's like, how do you know? Like they'll use us against us because they know we won't. So
exactly.
And then they'll use people that, you know, look like they cool. They're not gonna get the lame black dude. They're gonna get the dude who might like sports. They're gonna get the dude who likes to listen to rap music. And they're gonna get that you know, they'll wear a wire and be having cordial conversations. But
man,
it's all out here, man.
Nah, bro, it's real, bro. You ain't lying, bro. Like, I hope our people wake up and see it, bro. It's because, like, to people like us, it's so obvious, you know. It's almost like how you can't see it. But then, you know, I'm humble enough to know, like, everybody is not like this. So, you know, we gotta try. Like, I try my best to, like, dumb it down for some people as much as possible. But at the same time, it's like time waits for nobody. So it's only so much dumbing down I can do. Like, and I've been lately, I've been just more connecting just with people like us, like more like-minded individuals, because I feel like we get more accomplished. You know, it's more potential and hopefuls when I'm dealing with people who's not on our level, you know what I mean? Versus people who's like us. You know, we own it. We understand the task, the goals at hand, and, you know, we execute. And, like, yeah, so that's why I kind of been on lately. Because I feel like, man, it's just time, bro. It's like, the time is now. Like, I don't feel like, you know, people be saying the change is going to happen years to come and all that. I'm like, fuck all that. Let's change it now. Because we can change. You know what I'm saying? It's up to us to change it. But it's just, like I said, we got to get more people on board. Because only a few of us can't change it, but we could do so much. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take the whole collective for sure.
Strength in numbers.
And we outnumber everybody, bro. Like, by far, it's like a no-brainer. Like, once people like, even that lie, you know, the lie that they portray that we the minority, like, that's crazy. People really believe that. And like me, and a lot of people don't travel the world. You know, we travel the world, bro. We get to see, like, we everywhere, bro, and deep.
And the thing is, you know, even if we were a minority, think about it like this. They say we 15 to 20% of the population, but yet you have a whole system that panders to that 15 to 20%. Doesn't 80% rule majority? So if you got
exactly
on board, like Kamala has 80% of the people on board, why do you need the 15 to 20% of black people to vote so badly? I thought 80 was, you know, more. Like, if
exactly
that small percentage, you shouldn't, you know, need us, you know, or else, in the sense that do all of these things, pander to us, you know, and just look like you're just showing all these entertainers. I want to hear some scholars go up there. I don't want to see Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo.
Bro,
Like,
that was so crazy to me. I'm like, bro, like y'all is trying too hard. Like this is crazy. You got Megan Thee Stallion twerking for votes. Really? That's what we doing in 2024.
And the thing about it is, if you really look deep about it, all of the people that Kamala Harris has that co-sign her are people like Plies, Megan Thee Stallion, Quavo, what's that? Uncle Luke. All of these people have spent their whole life degrading black women and promoting degenerate culture in their music. So Kamala Harris basically says, I will only, show up where black people are to show how much, to show the bottom of our culture. Where we have scholars, we have leaders in our community that could be speaking on the behalf of Black America or just American people for that matter, but you pick
Bro, that shit is wild, bro. It's like a spit to me. Stuff like that be a spit in the face, and I don't see why a lot of black people don't feel offended when stuff like that happen. Because every time I see something like that, I feel played. Like,
oh yeah,
like, really?
I was like, God damn, is this Democratic Convention of the BET Awards? Like Lil Jon there, or all the John Legend, like all of these celebrities that don't speak about nothing pro-black whatsoever, wanna come out and parade for a man. That's what they put a man, a wench, a woman who lives who basically cheated on his ex-wife and got the nanny pregnant. That's Kamala Harris' husband right now. That man, she got him because the ex-wife left him because he cheated and had a baby with the nanny. And they always saying about black men this, black men that. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He lost his marriage, or I don't know if he lost, but he cheated with the nanny and had a half Hispanic baby. Stereotype that they try to put on us as black folks. Trust me, all they're doing is dynamically projecting their lives to us. Even during when we were enslaved, how were we lazy? We were the ones working.
Facts. Y'all the ones in the house chilling.
I went to the Destrehan plantation in Louisiana. They give you a tour. They show you the black man who built the house, built the whole entire plantation. He wasn't educated. It was illegal to read during those times. He was just an enslaved man during those times, but he was able to do stuff more so than the people who could actually read. Well, let's be honest. I don't think white folks could read back then. I feel like the way we look at the systems, they just created anything. And if everybody just went along with it, because the people who were actually, black people who were actually in smart and could apply different, their say-so didn't matter. So when white folks have the ability, that's why we have these McGraw-Hill textbooks that ain't got nothing to do with our history except telling us we was enslaved. And then they even go as far as to say, well, the Egyptians, they weren't black. Or they try to give you this, Middle Easternized image of a person and say, yeah, this is the person. Man, it's just lies on lies on lies. Because if you uncover history, you know that at the end of the day, look at the Pope. He prays to the Black Madonna and Child. So look at them. Even white people say the first Egyptians were black. I mean, the Egyptians themselves were black. There are white people that say the first people that peopled America were black. We've been here. And when we got white people signing it, it's like, come on. Black people say it, then you have white people that do the research. It's like you're getting it from all different angles. We telling you, and your own people telling you. And they still
bro, I'm gonna have to one day we're gonna have to link up, and I'm gonna have to show you the pyramids in Louisiana. A lot of people don't even know about it. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know Louisiana got pyramids. It's dope. It's crazy. Like, it's a lot of history in Louisiana, man. For real.
Yeah, just Louisiana having the most plantations, just knowing, going to the plantation, they have like haunted house. They have haunted night at some of these plantations. Like, because of the voodoo, the hoodoo,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
facts.
Like I could just and on top of that, them plantations ain't owned by black folks. Them plantations owned by white folks, and we gotta pay to go and see how you enslaved us. That's the type of shit we need to be like, oh no, black people should be able to go free. Just like we go free to a museum, we should be able to go free to a plantation. Why am I spend money just for you to show me how atrocious I
You
was
was to
treated?
our people. Nah,
Yeah.
facts, bro. That's like another spit in the face.
Yeah. And then not on top of that, I'm being told all this by a white woman.
This is the icing on the cake, right?
Yeah, and she not even getting the facts right. When me and my wife was there in the summer, she didn't even know. She was explaining about she was explaining the owner of the plant, Destrehan, and a deal she made with, I think it was Thomas Jefferson. I might be wrong, but the sitting president at the time, they made deals, and then it was with Napoleon. And then she didn't even know about the Haitian Revolution. So she left out that key point because she was explaining why they had to sell the territory off. So they were making it seem like it was this, it was that. No, it's because the black folks were whooping y'all ass.
Nah, facts.
See, even
Oh,
her.
and then, boy, that's a key point in history that they always try to overlook and don't talk about, and it's a lot of reasons why. That being number one, we was whooping that ass. Number two, I don't know if you ever heard about the journals from the war vets and stuff that they was writing about when they was fighting the Haitians. But they got actual journal documentation of them like saying what they recall, what was happening and stuff, while they was fighting. Talking about whole camps going blind at one time. Everybody just lose their sight. Like all type of they said one of them like a whole camp, they just started killing each other. Like some kind of plague came over everybody and they just started randomly killing each other for no reason. Like it was all like whatever voodoo and stuff that they was doing, they was tearing them up spiritually, like, and they couldn't touch them. So like what, and that, I feel like that's a key point that they keep out of history because they don't want us to know like we're that powerful. Like it can get like that if we tap back into who we are. So it's like, yeah, that stuff get deep, bro.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It get deep. For real.
So, my brother, I thank you for blessing this platform. We dropped a lot of gems, but before we go, is there any other gems, any other information you want to drop on the people?
I'm gonna give you this one gem a lot of people don't know about was slavery, just to back off what you were saying, especially in Louisiana, because we got the Gulf, right? And we got the Mississippi River. So a lot of people don't know that a lot of people think that everybody just came on ships and stuff. And then you had that battle of that, what did we really come on ships? Was people already here? But I'm gonna tell you a tactic that we found out that what white people used to do. So what they used to do is they kidnap black people, right? Put bags over their heads, whatever, throw them on the ship, take them down the Mississippi River. Now the Mississippi River is long. It goes all the way around. Like you can literally go out of America and come right back in. They would take people out and bring them back to the Gulf in New Orleans. So you would be on a ship for all those months and days and all that stuff, and they got you underneath the ship. You don't know what's going on. You malnutrition. You ain't ate. None of that. They take you all around just to bring you back to New Orleans.
So they were strategically, basically making it seem as if all these black people were just being brought from Africa because they were going outside of America and then
come back. Because it would take months still to come back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It still would take time to come back all around on them ships. The black people, they don't know what's going on. You're malnutrition. You ain't ate nothing. They've been beating you crazy. You seasick. You know what I'm saying? You in the dark, chained up for months. You don't know what's going on. You're just going to be happy to get on land and stuff whenever you finally get somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just and then if you mix everybody up, so you have a few people that they did bring, but it wasn't that many. But you get what I'm saying? Now, if you got a whole bunch of different language barriers going on, if I can't communicate with you, then you know what I'm saying? If I'm speaking French and you speaking Spanish, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure they strategically separated. You see how they tell us in the movies, how they will separate the mother, the father, the son. You know what I'm saying? They will sell them to different plantations. So you separating the family. So now you got all these different black people from different places, different languages, got to work together.
Yeah. And it's just easy, you know, they just always
think about it, bro. It's so strategic. It's like crazy when you think about it. It's like, damn, like what would you do?
Yeah.
Because we couldn't talk verbally to each other because we wouldn't know what the fuck we saying to each other. We can't write it out because you're not gonna understand what I'm saying anyway.
True that.
That shit crazy, right?
Yes. Much respect, my brother. So we're gonna leave him on that. We're gonna leave him on that.
Yeah, we're gonna leave him there and think about so life is much deeper than we think, for sure.
Yes, it is. Family.
But I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you having me, man. I think this was dope for the people. I hope we was able to drop some jewels for the people and some knowledge that they could take and grow from it.
Most definitely. Oh yeah, I forgot. Drop your Instagram handle, any websites, anything people.
Oh yeah. You just follow me on IG at _Huey P Newton. I'm pretty sure we know how to spell it, but if you don't, HUEYPNEWTON. And you can look me up on my website, KIDHueyP.com. I have merchandise, music on there, all type of stuff. I got free music too. Most of my whole career, I dropped like 120 some songs to like 7 mixtapes in the beginning. Free music, conscious music, straight for the people. Cause I didn't start doing music for money. I did it for the love of it. You know what I'm saying? Eventually now, you know, this is my profession now and stuff, but I still wanted to have my legacy to be known like this was not about no money. So I got a lot of free music out there for the people. And it's dope music. You can learn something from it. You know, I would love to connect with anybody. Yeah, hit me up, man. It's all love. All power to the people. Rest in peace, Huey P. Newton.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace, our great ancestor, Huey Percy Newton. So, family, with that being said, this has been another wonderful episode, Power to the Panthers podcast. My brother, Kid Huey Newton, you already know what time it is. And yes, everything that we do, we're going to revolutionize it. So, family, like we usually do at this time, Huey, take us away.
Black liberation. I think that Atlanta is an example of the concentration of blacks in a large city, and we need this kind of concentration in order to start to control our community. The South, too, it's like the saying where the chickens come home to roost, that the contradiction started here, Jamestown, 1619, I believe, where some slaves were brought over here, and this is where the wrong started. And I think that we always have to return to the original scene of the crime in order to correct the crime.
Thanks for watching. This episode of Power to the Panthers podcast has been brought to you by Panther Prince Productions.